Yeah. Yeah, man. Y'all know what's going on. It's your boy, OK Bet, aka K Trade. Man, y'all know what's going on. We back with another video. After the game plan yesterday, we posted last night. Everything went pretty smooth. I ain't gonna lie, we caught 100% like 4 or 5 times today. Main winners today, CRM. All right, that thing went right to the target, right to the 210. NVDA, right to the target, right to 225. Microsoft kind of chilled today, didn't really do much. What else we take? Oh, we did Iran. Iran had a nice pump, caught that. Yeah, I mean, all those plays pretty much went 100%, man. Then we had the NVIDIA swings; those went up crazy as well. So let's get into the game plan. You know what I'm saying? Get straight into it. Off tops right now. We're watching this earnings for HPE. We're trying to see if it'll get like a sympathy move, like off of kind of how Dell went absolutely nuts. So we're trying to see if this goes crazy too. Yeah, I hope. I just got some right before the close. I grabbed some 65 calls, but for 3 weeks out. So I should be straight. I ain't gonna lie, I should be straight. We're gonna see, obviously, how I play out and everything. With IV Crush, you gotta be careful and mindful of everything. So we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, this is more of a lotto. I don't normally play earnings with like a, strong conviction. It's usually just like a, you make a little extra profit, boom, you take it, you roll it, you try, see if it'll do something. If it don't, so be it. I wouldn't really put anything into earnings. I wouldn't really be risking, Snipe Spy. Spy was simple. All right, saw the fake breakout. Calls here, but no calls here actually. Within 3 minutes, already up past 100%. Right, gave the secondary entry here after retest. I don't even know what those went. I wasn't even paying attention to them. Didn't have to. Everything else was already going, pretty nuts. And then even off Microsoft, we still managed to catch 40% off this today. This is actually crazy. Like, it looks bad, it looks choppy, I know, but we still were able to catch over 40% on Microsoft. And for Microsoft, I'm in 500 calls 3 weeks out, or 2 weeks out. Just trying to catch some of this momentum for sure. And like I said, as long as 460 keeps holding, I don't really see it being a issue. But the main winner, the main one that I'm in love with right now is NVIDIA. That bad boy went crazy. So yeah, like I said, let's get into the game plan. Obviously, we're gonna start with our main one of one SPY, and then we're gonna get into everything else. So let's first clear off everything we have for today. Today, like I said, we had a nice little. It seemed like it was a fake breakout, but remember, you look left, right? Zoom out to the high time frames, you look left. Actually, let's go to our main chart. There we go. Right? You zoom out, you look left. Right? What do we have left? We have support, right? As far as we know, remember, until something changes, right? You just keep looking left and keep playing your same levels. We came down to those levels, broke out, retest, bang, broke out, retested that previous day's close, right? Remember, we always had to mark previous day's close. We talked about that. Reclaimed previous day's close, bang, reclaimed the breakdown retest, right, of the pre-market, right around here, right? Initial rejection, of course. There were sellers sitting there. I told him, I said, look, play's not over. Don't freak out, right? Play's not over. And then boom, breakout retest, and then it just pumped into end of day towards that 760. I kept saying 660 all day. I was like, yeah, bro. As long as 757 is good, magnet at 660. I kept saying 660. I'm like, gang, my fault. But anyway, yeah. So same rules, man. We just moved the same thing, right? We got previous day's close, previous day's high, right? Let's say we gap down. If we turn this into resistance, previous day's close, right? Get back above Friday's high, roughly Friday's high around 758, 757. Really the same levels that we were going to hold today. If we lose that, right, back to the same levels, 756. Below that, 754. And if we do lose all of this, I would actually still be looking to see if we can get some support around anywhere really between 7. I mean, honestly, anywhere between like 748, 747. Really this gap. Anywhere between this gap and 752. All right, I know it's a broad space, but remember, we got to zoom out as far as like, 4-hour pullbacks, daily pullbacks. So I'm saying if we do get a higher time frame pullback, I wouldn't mind, because like I said, it still would be, setting up for a nice little, remember, high, low, right? We made a new high. So if we do set a little higher low, it wouldn't really be, it's not the end of the world if we come down a couple of dollars, right? We've been pumping forever. So, you gotta chill, you gotta relax, right? That's downside. Like I said, downside is gonna be a little easier because we have levels. Upside, right? Let's say we do hold previous day's close, right? We do get back above previous day's highs, and you honestly use you can honestly use today's pre-market level too. right? Give you a little confluence. Really, yeah. So 759 to 760, yeah, really that whole upper range. So if we do reclaim all of this, right, or we gap up whatever case to be, then look for, like I said, more blue sky territory. Honestly, I don't, we don't know how high this thing's gonna go. We don't know nothing, right? We're just playing the price action. So as of now, we're taking what we can get. NVDA, I did swing NVIDIAs. We sold most, of course. We had 225s. Still swinging some, for this week. So if we open those up in the money, or really just hold that 225 level, I think that'd be good. Nice push back up 227, right? Go ahead, boom, take out that 230, and then of course if it wants to go, we got a nice little gap up here in between 233 and all-time high. So if we do want to go up there, that would be ideal. Not to say obviously it doesn't have to go right now or this week. We don't know, but just upper targets from here specifically. Let me see. CRM. Oh, CRM was pretty smooth too. I didn't really mind swinging CRM. I don't normally swing other stuff for real, but beautiful momentum play. You had the nice breakout continuation, right? We knew we had a nice little target in between 215 and 210. So, we hit that. We sold most. Those went over 100% as well. And like I said, we got some runners because this is the running season. So if it does want to keep going, we got that 220 up there. Last kind of rejection zone up here. And then if we do break that, right, smacking it right at the 230, maybe even higher, up to, the 235s and anything like that. But like I said, that's if it wants to, keep continuing to just push and squeeze like everything else. SoFi, somebody actually asked me about SoFi. I didn't actually swing or play SoFi, but we can still get a look at it real quick. Yeah, we're still kind of holding this little, looks like almost like a little cup and handle if you zoom out, right? A nice little cup, and then maybe a little handle, all right? So if this gets back over, we can say 18.5 to 19, right? Push towards that 20, right? Anything over that 20, let me see. I'm like, what did I have this for? I haven't traded this in forever. Right, but if we get back over that 18 to 20-inch level, maybe even, 21, really 18 to 21. So this is something, like I said, you probably want to do a little bit more longer term, zoomed out, swing, leaps, even maybe shares on SoFi or something like that. It's not really a ticker I would have fun day trading. I'd probably just buy, if the couple was to play out, kind of over the time, over the weeks, over the months, let it play out or whatever. But, it still looks good to the upside. Like I said, HPE was just the earnings play. I really do hope this opens in the money. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice little surprise. Amazon actually surprised me today. We were looking forward to kind of hold, get back about that 270, and it just did not. All right, and it actually ended up rejecting and coming all the way back down. So this is where we kind of remember we were talking about how if this was bearish, then this right here, this head and shoulder would play out, and we kind of did. Break down, got a little retest. And then it just started to flush. So now we're back at this channel. But the weird part is this could just be, like I said, a nice little breakout retest. And then over time, go higher, maybe in the next couple weeks or something like that. Let's check out the weekly real quick. I mean, it do look kind of scary in the weekly, though. I'm not going to lie, like looking like a double top. But, if we lose that 260, we start to get under 255, yeah. Might be sayonara for Amazon. Might be coming down to, test some of these lower levels again, 235 to 240. But like I said, it's the first day of the week. Just be patient with it. Mark previous week's close or previous week's low. If you're considering any kind of upside, it has to reclaim that first and foremost. Like I said, we SPY, pretty simple. NVIDIA, I'm just in runners, letting those run because we know when NVIDIA likes to, when it runs. It runs, When it runs, it runs. So we just that's why they call them runners, So we're going to let that bad boy run. I'm trying to think of any other tickers. Like I said, we did do IREN, but those, we sold those. And then I started to roll, and then I once we couldn't get back over that, I was like, there's no point in me swinging this. So I was like, nah. But I think that's it. Let me see. PLTR. PLTR. All right, let me check that. All right, Palantir was the one that, it kind of gapped up into that resistance zone around 260. It did close above, but we do have this, this just indecisive candle. So I don't really want to play that right now. I honestly would wait until, we got some hourly confirmations above, right? If we can reclaim this 670 and then push out, take out that pre-market high in that 163 of today's high, then probably see some upside from there. But you never, like we always say, you never diddle in the middle, because we don't know how long these sideways consolidations can last, right? It can do this, right? We don't really know for sure. IBM, right? IBM, it did get a nice little, that over weekend pump, right? It held pretty good. It didn't necessarily do too much. It kind of pulled a Microsoft, honestly. But so what I was looking for earlier was like, hey, if anything under here reclaims, right? If anything under here kind of, whatever in between here. But if it reclaims that 325, then we'll be easily looking for all-time high again. And then even that overnight high of what was it? I think the overnight high over here was like 350 or something like that. It was something crazy. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Let me see. Microsoft, SPX. Look, and y'all gotta comment. Y'all gotta start commenting like other tickers you want me to look over, because me, I'm gonna look at SPY. I'm gonna look at SPY. That's just about it. But we've actually caught some crazy plays just off, you guys kind of dropping stuff in the live and the chat and stuff like that. So yeah, man, keep dropping me some tickers. Let's keep getting paid. I don't mind trading other tickers. It's just easier, for me to trade SPY. Like today, like I said, SPY was just cupcaking, right? We're in the play for literally like 3 minutes. We got in 100%, 150% sold, right? I didn't even care to get back in, because like I said, we already swung Microsoft, we already swung NVDA, and then we got new positions. Those went absolutely bonkers. IRM went crazy. CRM went crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to just keep, overexpose yourself to too much risk, because you honestly, we never know for 100% fact what's going to happen. Like, it looks good, it always looks good, but I'm just a normal human, just like, I don't have any insider data, what I'm saying, nothing crazy, so I wouldn't want to just keep, putting my hand in that fire, hoping I don't get burned, because eventually, eventually one day, it's not going to break out retest no more, so I don't want to, it's no point, right? You already hit your goal, follow your rules, every time you go back in, you're playing with fire, right? Because like I said, it's simple when you your plan, stuff like that, but you still never know with the Trump stuff, the Iran, what I'm saying? You never really know when they might just use that random candle to, be a catalyst. And we already got it here. So I was like, well, it is what it is, bro. If it keeps going, then so be it. But as of right now, it kind of looks good, right? Kind of holding the zone. So if this is just a breakout, right, we'll probably kind of gap up overnight, and then maybe a retest again. And then if it want to keep going, just gonna keep going, man. It's just gonna keep going. So just like I said, keep it simple, right? Every day we do the same thing. Every day we keep it simple. That's all you can do. That's really about it. Like I said, Microsoft still looks good. Like I said, we're swinging those out for 2 weeks, so not really stressing about that. But I think that's it, man. I think that's pretty much it. So it was a good Monday. Very, very good Monday. Very nice Monday. I'm trying to think of any other tickers. I looked over a bunch of stuff today. I don't want to feel like I'm forgetting nothing. Palantir. We looked at Palantir. Did we look at Palantir? Palantir. Oh, Open Now. That's what it was. I'm like, bro, everybody keeps asking me about the specific one. Open Now. Yeah. I actually do want to get in this one. Right? I do want to get in this one. It actually held pretty good today. I didn't want to buy it after, it's crazy gap up. But if it does keep holding this 135, 136 level, I will be looking to swing some probably like some monthly Open Now. Because remember, like I said, I don't mind trading stuff after it's pumping. I just don't want to trade the exact top when it's opening up. You got to give it time to settle, right? See if it's holding, right? Because we still got to see tomorrow if this, this little candle we got, is it going to be a it's holding support type of candle, and then we get a green candle, or is this just kind of holding below, and then we get a wick, and then we get one of those fat red candles, right? So you got to see multiple days to follow through, because I plan on swinging this for multiple days. So I need, a multiple day confluence. So but Open Now, that's what it was. I was like, bro, something. But Open Now looks pretty good, right? We got above that original, we had to break down retest. We came back, and that's why I'm like, we could get a pullback even here and set a higher low. Obviously, I would hope we get a higher low over it, right? It'd be a little easier, and then continue up first, break this, and then maybe look for a pullback. But Open Now looks very good. So definitely gonna be looking at that tomorrow. It looks good right now. Hopefully hopefully this doesn't gap up to like 140 or something, and then just goes without me. You know, I feel like everything's been going without me. So yeah, keep it cool, man. Keep it simple, and yeah, drop some comments. Let me know if y'all have any other tickers y'all want me to look at specifically, and yeah, that'll be it. See y'all.